right. Well, welcome to Your Message Matters. This is a place where we talk about nonfiction books. Much of what I talk about can be applied to both, but my focus has always been nonfiction. I believe that we have so much wisdom, so much education, so much life experience that we could share to help somebody else with what we know, what we've learned, what we have experienced in life, that you could share these things in a book, make it available to the world, so to speak, by creating a book for Amazon. And over the last few weeks, I think this will be the fourth show, and I'm thinking the final show in this series. It has been about how to create a quick ebook that is very niched down to serve your ideal reader or client. In the case of writing a book for your business, I think it's important to add value. Your clients and readers get to know you that way. And one of the most primary basic principles in creating something that somebody wants, in other words, any kind of business that you might have, even nonprofits, you are creating something that somebody wants. That is the nature of a business. They have a problem, you have a solution, and you provide that for them. So today we're going to look at a couple of aspects to finish up this series. And I'm excited because, to tell you the truth, part of today is actually my favorite part of this whole process. But before we get too knee deep into this whole topic, I thought I would introduce myself. My name's Lori Raupe. I am the founder of the Butterfly Publishing Company. And what we do, we are self-publishing advocates. We're a firm that helps you from start to finish get your book done, whether it is one of many formats, ebook, paperback, or hardback. I personally, in my firm, at least as of today, we are not doing audiobooks yet. I am looking into this though, because I really believe that you're the best person to read your book to your audience, because then it even makes it come more alive than maybe the written word. Although I don't know if you're like me, very often, if I know the author, or I've seen the author do an interview someplace, I can actually hear their voice in my head. You probably already know that I am a super fan, or as John would call me, a friend of John Maxwell. And I use his books as an example. I can hear his voice in the book, even though it's not audio, I'm reading it because I know his voice so well. But you may not have people that know your voice yet. So an audiobook may be a really wonderful way to connect. Or there is another way. You could start a YouTube channel or have videos available to your readers, and you can hyperlink those within the body of your ebook. So all they have to do is click and they can get to know you. One of the ebooks that I created, oh, that's been a long time ago now. In the very beginning, I have a welcome video where I say, thank you for buying my ebook. And I welcome them to my world and I ask them to connect with me. And I think that that's a wonderful thing to do if you are wanting to create clients from your ebook. So we've already tackled a lot of what should be up until now. So now, if you've followed the other videos, you have content. Your content needs to flow from like a beginning to an end, and it also needs to be as good as possible. So let me first click on the link here that shows you what we're actually talking about. A few weeks back, I created an ebook. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right here. Share. So this is what I created. I did not make it a paperback book. It is only available for $1.99 on Kindle. That's it. That's all. That's all I did. So, could I make this a paperback book? Yeah, I could. Could I make it a workbook kind of a thing? Yes, I could do that. There's so many things you could do with it, but but what I wanted to do is provide information to a person who was seeking out a particular problem, which is, how do I launch my book and let people know about it? Well, you can do email marketing, you can do text marketing, like from social media, you can share. That's what this book is about. That's all it's about. It is the essential emails that I believe you need to launch your book to the people that would be interested in your world or on social media. You could even use a lot of what is in this ebook as your social media posts just by modifying them very simply. So that's what this book is about. It is to launch like a pro with your essential emails. And this walks you through basically that whole process. This book, if you look at the details, it is only, I think, 34 pages long. It is still number 164 in business aspects, and then it is in two other categories. So this is what we're talking about. You can create something very similar to this. It doesn't have to be 300 pages long. It can be a quick read, which I like the idea of them categorizing categorizing in how long it takes you to read it. So if you're interested in quick reads on Amazon, this is a way for you to get the word out in a very quick and succinct way so that you can add more value to your readers. So how do we create that? Well, you have to have your content. So the first tool, this last one is going to be introducing some of the tools that I use. And I just noticed here really quick, I'm going to put my name here as the host. Sorry, I didn't do that prior to starting. That way you know my name. If you want to reach out to me, I would love to have you do that. I am on Instagram and Facebook, mostly Facebook. I do have a place for you. It's called Write Your Book Now, Authors Helping Authors. It is a Facebook group, and I would love for you to pop in. And I do add value there to you in the form of social media posts and short videos, things like that, to help you get your book done. So let's get back to our topic. So once you have your content in the order you want it, maybe you have chapter titles and you've created a table of contents that hyperlinks to each of the chapters. This is very important for your reader experience. They're expecting that, and you want to give them what they're expecting. But one of the other things that I love doing is running my content through a tool called Grammarly. It's Grammerly.com. This is a very common tool, and it's so funny. I've been using it for years now. There's a pro version and an entry-level version. What's funny is now I knew it was AI. I mean, spell check is AI, right? I knew it was driven by AI, but it never really said it until ChatGPT got so big. And then they rebranded themselves to be an AI tool. Now, you can use your spell check mechanisms in your Word document or Pages document or even on Google Docs. Make sure at the minimum that you run it through spell check, but spell check doesn't do everything. If you run it through Grammarly, it's going to catch some of the other things that your spell check may not catch. So do run it through an editor. There's many more than just Grammarly, but run it through something or have another set of eyes take a look at it and maybe even give you feedback of something that might not be very clear or something that could be reworded differently or whatever you might feel that you have as strengths or weaknesses, have them focus on the things that maybe you're not as strong at. You could, if you wanted to, you could also run your document through ChatGPT. Now, here's the thing with ChatGPT is unless you've seasoned it with your voice and with your expectations and telling it, don't use these words because they don't sound like me, I would not use chat for this purpose. It changes your voice. So be cautious with what tools you use. But yes, I do use ChatGPT for different things. In fact, I'm going to show you what I did today. So once your manuscript is ready to go, you're going to upload it to KDP, which is the backside, if you will, of Amazon, where you're going to make your book posting, just like mine that I showed you a few minutes ago. On the back side, you're going to enter all of the data that you need. We'll talk about this in just a minute. You're going to add on all of your data, and then when it is accepted by Amazon, it will have a book page, just like I showed you a few minutes ago. But besides your manuscript, you also need a thumbnail of the cover of your book. And so let me show you how I created the one for the book that you saw on Amazon. Let me first go to my ChatGPT link here that I set up ahead of time so we can, so I could show you. So here's what I did. I'm going to share my screen again. All right, this is ChatGPT. And what I did was I shared with ChatGPT oh, this is not the one that I did though. Oh, it moved. This was when I was posting. I create social media posts that I modify for my purpose. Let me find. Oh, I really hate it when I do this stuff. Here I had it all set up, I thought, but maybe I didn't. Let me look and see what I have. It might be right here. Well, let's go to Canva first, and let me show you what we're going to do here on Canva, and then we'll go back to ChatGPT. Or I can actually show you from ChatGPT or from Canva what I did with what ChatGPT gave me. So I did, let's see, make sure that I've got you looking at the right thing. So you should be looking at Canva. Hopefully you are looking at Canva. So this is my Canva account. In fact, this is that same social media post that I made this morning. But what you're going to do in Canva is it says create a design. You're going to click on create a design and you're going to just type in book cover. Now this is going to give you either several options. It'll give you different sizes and different either landscape or a square one. It will give you a portrait type. Now I'm going to go to portrait. And as you can see, it's a blank canvas. But if we look to it's my left, it might be your right, it's going to give you all kinds of suggestions. And you may like something like this. And if you do, you can use it. You could change the colors, you can change information, but maybe if you just like the way, like this one here is, water is essential to life. It's a very basic and simple concept. These quick ebooks are exactly that. Something simple that solves a solution. Now, I don't know what solution this solves, and I don't know what they'll be using it for. But what I do know is you could use something very similar to this to create your thumbnail. Now, the one that I did, what I did was I uploaded, this is what ChatGPT created for me when I seasoned it and told it exactly what I wanted. This is what it created. But it was not perfect. And you might need to play with the dimensions of your thumbnail. But for the sake of today, we're just going to take a peek here at this. And what I did with mine was I needed an A right there where it says like pro. It somehow did not put the A in there. This is not a perfect world when you create something in AI or ChatGPT, but sometimes it's good enough. I think it is a principle that if you can create something that's 80% good enough and it works for you, go ahead and use it until you can create something better, because that extra 20% to make it perfection can really be the thing that keeps you away from getting it done. So I added an A here to create what I really wanted, and I used it. And I think I mentioned in one of the previous shows that it went bestseller within like a short period of time, which sort of blew my mind. I couldn't believe that it did that. So it was very interesting that happened. And I don't know if it's because there are people following me already on Facebook. I do believe I posted it on Facebook. So it's kind of funny how that happened. It was uh, a little perplexing to me. And I think I've just found, yeah. So I'm going to show you in ChatGPT how I got to that cover. I'm going to share here again. This is ChatGPT. And what I did was I seasoned it. Whoops, I'm looking at the wrong thing here. I seasoned it with what I was looking for. So I started out asking it for a catchy title, something that was engaging, and I looked at all of the suggestions. So what this does for me is it creates, for a lack of a better way, I don't know if I'm actually sharing. I better double check here and make sure that we are sharing. I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to share again just to make sure that we're sharing the right thing. So this is my ChatGPT, and I've asked it specific questions. It gave me some possible titles. It will do this for you too, but season it with who you are, what your values are, what your voice is. All of these things are so important to seasoning your AI tool. So then I decided what I liked best was launch your book like a pro, essential email templates, blah, blah, blah. So I asked it to create a cover for me. Well, now it's kind of interesting to me that it did all of this extra stuff, which I kind of liked. But guess what I forgot to tell it? I didn't tell it my branding colors that I prefer. So I asked it again, and then we came up with this cover, which really didn't quite do it for me. We got a little more specific, and again, it wasn't quite right. So then we came up with this template, and I did like it. And so what I did is I used that as a background, so to speak, and I put it in Canva, and made it the way I wanted it. So I hope that part helps you. You do need your thumbnail. You do need you need your manuscript that's ready to go. And then what you're going to do is you're going to, and I've got KDP, I've got a link here to my KDP account. I'm now going to share that. I'm sorry for all the different sharing, but I like to kind of show you a little bit of what you'll need to do. So once you have your thumbnail and your manuscript and they're ready to go, now it's time for you to put it on Amazon. So in order to get your book on Amazon, you're going to go to kdp.amazon.com. You're going to set up an account. And when you do that, you will be able to input a lot of information. The first thing I have people do is set up their actual account. And the reason you want to do your account, it is so that you can get paid. It's always fun to get paid. But if they don't know what bank to send your money to, they don't know your tax structure or those kinds of things, you won't get paid. And you want to get paid. So the first thing, and it is up at the top here, I don't know if you can see my cursor, you're going to go to your account first. And while I'm up here at the top, so I'm not clicking on my account because you guys don't need to see my information, but it's very self-explanatory. What I love about KDP is you'll also see right here a help button. That help button, I have to tell you, Amazon does an excellent job of giving you help at every single step of the way. If you don't know what they're asking you, click the help. It's a little I and a dot. We have one down here too that will give you more information about different things. But that information here is really good. They have many videos to walk you through how to do different things. But basically, we are going to create an ebook. So you're going to click the create button. And this one down here is in my personal account. I do have a business account for my books that are available on Amazon. I would check with somebody besides me of which way you want to do it. But KDP does allow you to have a business account and a personal account. If I was going to do this again today, I was told to have a separate account, and I have not yet really figured out the benefit of it. I think for me, it might have been better to have everything in one place, but that's not how I'm set up. So this is, I guess, a decision that you will need to make yourself. But as you can see, we are going to either create a Kindle ebook, a paperback, or a hardback version. And if I haven't said it, let me clarify that when you set up a Kindle ebook, it is available for people to read on their phone, on a tablet, on a Kindle device, on their computer. So you will follow the prompts to set up your Kindle ebook right here. I'm not going to go into the details of how to upload your book. There are little information tabs all throughout the entire process. If you need help doing it, by all means, reach out to me. But I don't have the time on the show to really click each button and show you each aspect of that. But it is very easy to do. You will choose your categories, your keywords, your description, which is very important. You can use your tools to help you create these things, but change it to your voice. Use your words. I can't emphasize that enough, because if you have other books in the marketplace and all of a sudden you throw one in that doesn't even sound like you, it's going to seem funny, even if it's only to the subconscious mind of your particular readers. So that is what I have for you today. Let me look through my notes really quick and make sure that there may be some other things. Oh, I do know what I wanted to share. So when you set up your book, you're going to set up your pricing. You'll set up all kinds of different information. So it is a very clear thing of what your reader is purchasing. Don't publish it right away. Go ahead and click to have Amazon approve it, and then you still can be doing some things while you wait. Oftentimes, it takes about 24 hours. However, they have up to 72 hours, and sometimes it snags for one reason or another. I think I probably have mentioned on other shows, but let me say it again here. I did a journal type book, which had a lot of spacing in it to write in. It is not available as an ebook because it is a journal. I want you to write in the spaces. So you have to order the book itself so that you can write in the spaces. But it's 4 areas that every day you walk through with a thought specific to that area. It's actually a verse. This is a Bible study per se that is also a mindset study. I think it's called, what did I name it? It's called Rule Your Life, I believe. And I did it just to see. I put a lot of time into it, but I was taking a program and they were walking me through the program. And I thought, this is what I wanted to do to fulfill that learning that I was doing. But when it got to Amazon, they were like, is it a short read? Is it a journal? Is it a short read? Is it a journal? And it went back and forth and back and forth. Eventually, they made me take it out and put it in Amazon again, a different way, and it still snagged and it went back and forth a few times between the approval process of whether or not it was a short read or a journal or, a low content book, which is what journals can be. Anyway, the distinguishing difference is that each page is different. And each of my pages were different because I had a main thought, and then each day you read a scripture verse that goes with that main thought. So each of the scripture verses were different. They were not the same on every page. So theoretically, it should have been a short read because it was, I believe, under 100 pages. However, it's in the journal section. So even their own rules are maybe just slightly confusing, even for them. But keep persisting. That's the end of that story. Is I just kept calling to find out, what do I need to do? How can I do it? And I was grateful that that book was not a client's book because it did take many weeks for it to finally become available. So you want to make sure that you're doing all that you can do to set it up properly. Otherwise, it can snag. And even if you set it up properly according to their rules, it might still snag. But be persistent. You will make it through their process. So I hope that you've enjoyed this series. I hope you get your ebook done. It's just so much fun. I'm getting ready to do yet another one that I think will really serve clients. And I am going to put it within the body of my 30-day book challenge. I'm calling it the 30-day bestseller book challenge. It is a start to finish process where every day you get an email that tells you one aspect of what you need to do with tasks so that it encourages you to get it done in your time frame or in as short as 30 days. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. I always appreciate having you show up live. And if you don't show up live, it's okay too. These shows are recorded on Your Message Matters, which is on Win Win Women TV. And also, I have been streaming them and uploading them to YouTube. So I hope you enjoy this series. I hope you get your ebook done quickly. It really is not Mount Everest. I know it seems like that sometimes, but it truly is not. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. And don't forget, when you show up live, we do a live Q&A right after the show so you can participate with me. I would love to have you. Thank you so much, and God bless.